kumain ng birthday mo?
Hmm?
Saan kayo kumain?
Kaya ni Rogers lang sa isa. 22 November, 11:38 8. Game 4 and between sure defendant and head chamber 5. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That's it. Wait lang. Worst. Bro. Wait. Jadi banget. That's it, bro. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. Matt was in not the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, look at this. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping out your knees. It was a grim sight, but minority tried finding inconsistencies in their testimonies. They might have a natural talent for being alone. Get it? I forget who this is. I don't ever want to see this at a program. Anyway, looks like you supposed to fathom lady at last. Yes, yes, I'm right. Still a great change. That's what I was trying to tell you. Everyone's the same. But the looking was all alone. There was a young woman I've been saying all along. Yes, right. I'm not over somebody possible for this something like this. Yes, you can see after the detective friend, she was hastily escorted away with seems. Did you see what happened with her? No, I didn't see anything.
Sarap, do. What's up? Bangus bele na binabad sa pang-inasal na playboy.
Mas masarap hotdog yan. I was just in my way at the restaurant myself, then on the floor next to the table, still sit down. You just have to open that and pick it. I had to think about it. One shot. So it ran over to me, taking his watch. He made some sort of small pancake instead of cooking. I was thinking about it until yeah, this expected next. Yes, this shut pancake. I have no idea what happened outside.
Excuse me.
There you go. Well done. Cool. The question at the time. Well, it seems I was right. The American Megan uncertainty exceeded my expectations. I'd have to say. And it seems you were quite disappointed. Nakita ka.
Kasi post ka?
Yeah.
Ha?
Bakit?
Nakakatawa. Tulad ka, no? Nakikita mo?
Your instincts I won't be able to admire and strong. Our modern comes to you full of infancy. It's just a sick, don't even like singing, which is rare. Firmly believe that we need to send out righteous young stars overseas to learn about their faith. I want to avoid the situation that may have resulted in our study grade. If they are study towards grade 10 well, makes no difference. There are other ones, and I'm going to help this person work against confidence. The show looks like I once time they want to study this December. What? What are you saying, Tom? That's your stance. I was afraid you'd be right away. Well, then, I think it all comes down to yes. To me? Yes, you need to feel your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the whole situation. After all, I have a personal connection to this case. Think of it, he said the same thing earlier as well, didn't he? You don't mind if it means something. You know the people? Yes, I do. As the detective, Dr. John is wrestling the business of country and it is let's see. I don't know that no. Anyway, we're going to a victim was a university professor of the Great Britain, well known that naturally our government is stupid to it.
Namamayak. What are you doing?
Nagbabasa na.
Nang?
Laro. Laro kung
Akala ko naman nagre-review ka.
Laro kung walang boses kaya bino-voice act ko.
Akala ko naman nagre-review ka. Nagre-review pala na laro.
Bata ka
Napaproud na pa naman ako.
Gagawa daw kaming mini movies. May pag-memorize ka na ng script ko ba? Nagbigay namin. Yes, and I'm sure that the prosecution will be given every turn of the response to scratch your case. But I've no doubt that you will put up a good fight right at once. You see. Now then. Nakita mo pa yung YouTube ko?
Yung?
Yung YouTube ko. Nag-upload pa yan every week.
Ikaw? Ng stream?
Yung video. Ngayon, nagre-record ako.
Alam ko na subscribe ako eh.
Kung nakasubscribe ka, may notification. Every week, every Sunday ata meron. Bago. May dito na ng University of Spain. Thinking of me.
Ang sarap ng seaweed.
Oh,
Ang mura ng seaweed ngayon.
Ang seaweed yung paborito ko.
Oo.
Yung ayaw mo?
Ay, gusto ko favorite ko ngayon.
Favorite mo nga. Di ba dati ayaw
Yung
mo?
nakapack na maliliit na ngayon.
Di ba ayaw mo yun?
Mga favorite ko na ngayon yun.
Yung parang,
Pinapapak ko yun, yung isang ganyan, isang subuan lang sa akin.
yung parang grapes. Ang maliliit. Ba't pinatikin mo siya yan? Ayaw mo?
Eh, hindi yun. Seaweeds.
Seaweeds.
Nori.
Ay, nori. Seaweeds din kasi yun.
Oo nga pala. Ayun, ayok talaga yun.
Tayo, nasarap.
Ayoko yun, yak. Manghang?
Kaya nga, makang. Napapak ko lang yun dati.
Tapos parang ano ba yung lasa?
Sarap yan. Corby says it's over. Please make your way back to Corby at once. It's time. Let's go back. Need to go back to the park. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow with this old boss.
Corn beef na may sitaw, yak.
Sitaw.
Ang sarap pa naman ng corn beef niya, Delimondo.
Ba tayo may sitaw?
Kasi lagyan niya sitaw. Favorite mo yun?
Nanonood ka pang movie?
Sa Viva Max. Wala na ako Netflix eh.
Meron app maganda eh. Wait lang.
Anong app?
Thank you. Oh. No, the band said to believe it. So they can't tell about that. Look, I have faith. As a liar, as a friend. Maybe that means a lot. Stop getting this trial. Really don't give up on this dream of studying abroad. It's the kind of good 20 years. This isn't just my
Gawa
family.
na lang tayo pizza.
Nagawa ka?
Yan ah. Ano lang? Bread. Na ano, pan. Lagyan natin cheese. Yan.
Grabe naman.
Gawa tayo.
Yeah.
May bread
Whoever
tayo.
up against her. So, tingnan natin.
Tignan ko
Can't
yung
afford to do this. Right, we're back. Alright then. I'll say the thanks for yours after the trial. You can't treat me to one of those yukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria, University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. Let's do this. It's gonna be another 2-hour case, baby! And I love it, because, goddamn. At this point, I'm used to a case that drags. Especially throughout the investigation, since I will never forget how long that shit dragged. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Ochi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. As thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny for the government.
Ugh, sorry. Let the government's scrutinized, that's their job. It's nothing to worry about.
It's highly unlikely that the good relations will part from the great betrayal will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation founders?
Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke.
What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bulge investigation missing witnesses. It is what our nation's justice system is, and this is the Supreme Court of Japan or of England.
Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy. You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with the great world power will become so strong diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering will secure our futures.
I won't deny that I'm no expert, I'm just a student, and one who can arguably study harder too. But standing here now in the Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. A court that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Yeah, get fucked, bro. Well said, Ryunosuke. Despite the wide-eyed look of terror.
You little brats!
Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system. It exists solely for the pursuance of the truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from the Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett.
Yes, Your Excellency. Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentleman to Japan in such a distant land.
Tea, someone bring English tea to England. No discussions take place without tea. Is that true? No idea. Oh shit. I crapped this rank. Right back.
Not it possibly to read to state your name and affiliation for us to talk.
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I've been working undercover as the lead waiter of Dark Caravan.
Yes, we all know about you already.
Inspector Hosaga, where are your manners? It's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh, yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description of this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, you're Ryunosuke, but parts of observation aside, your powers of description are solely lacking. Guilty.
So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please.
I don't know, I'm just giving that voice. I don't know. Retain with, I don't know.
I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what?
Random shit, okay. The lady says her name is Giselle Brent. She comes from London, England. I don't know why she's. Well, I'm giving her such. What?
Iwan mo. Pero tawag mo marinig.
I am naglalaro.
Ito, kumain na to.
Ay, mamaya pa.
Anong kinain niya kanina?
Magbababad na pala ako.
Anong
Easy.
kinain niya kanina?
Dogpod.
Tsaka,
Tsaka dogpod.
walang meat.
Tsaka chicken pala. She's a visiting research student. Currently enrolled in Yuma University's medical facility.
I was a rat fit to handle the tones of the delightful language of the British people.
I'm saying, let me see the concept.
Tingnan.
Na ano?
I really don't understand a word you said, but it was a beautiful thing having good song.
Ah,
As far
okay.
as I can tell.
What are this?
Recording yan, nag-record kasi.
Tapos doon marinig yung boses mo.
Ito. Mike Ox. Yan, kasalita ako tumataas. Hello! Yung game sound dito.
3,000 lang. Pero mo. No.
Hindi, pag pinaghiwalay mo yung tatlong laro na pinili. The detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. You'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Your English doesn't rally at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in our English classes, Ryunosuke. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking this down. Now, if we may have trouble, you will film something in this belt.
Ilang minutes ba yung pizza totally? Ano?
Hindi mo tinignan doon sa TikTok. 3 days ago at a restaurant called La Faraval, a grim murder took place. Court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct?
Grade 10 ka kayo?
Civil engineering. He says yes. This could
What's in your
take some
iPhone?
time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese. It's supposed to be British, but I'm just speaking random gibberish in it. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. It's a lame excuse. Interesting. So, when you're the one who engineered her escape, I was just following special orders from the Bureau.
Well, now, dear lady, would you like to catch so gathers your attention with this photographic print?
You fucking simp.
Seeing as you were so uncomfortably presented to come to see the ground, could it be that your ripping eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps?
Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear that the lady did witness the crime. The very moment with the accused standing right here in this The very moment when the accused standing right here in this corner shot the victim in cold blood. Order in the court.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have the absolutely conclusive witness's statement.
Nah, man. We gotta get our fucking cross-examination first. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. So it's her. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. 公主官主も不幸の主公。I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I can't have been the culprit. This is a condemning testimony indeed. No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all. Well, we don't have shit to fucking back that up, don't we?
What, you filthy wretch? Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard. And look at the Snow White Angel. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine those words of the court is going to believe.
You're still making the same mistake, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're voted like that. That's a lesson you need to learn.
Ugh, but he's so annoying.
Of course, I was the scene of the crime as well. I took statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. It was decided Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. Testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so, on the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could have concealed a firearm. I would think she would hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Probably had in it. Unless
not until the precise location where the witness was to hidden the weapon will be shown. This is moot.
there are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witness' own words on the matter. It's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to live for dress, I could prove. Not thinking about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke.
But I did find a gun. I picked it up. Where must have been another gun there that day?
You're right about that, which means this lady is hiding a gun somewhere. Yes. And what we have to prove now, to do so, we will have to pull her testimony apart. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Alright. Well, there's the contradiction in it. Only a beef steak.
Yes!
Oh, never mind.
After 2 p.m., in fact, that's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
Naked!
You don't keep up with the latest fashions from between, do you? Late lunches aren't vague, is that right? No. Ugh. A decisive English. No. It's a quite distinct one. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's laboratory. Research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yes, which we can prove by this from the medical report that was submitted 7 earlier. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late. Yes, that all makes perfect sense. We're back. Yes, it all makes perfect sense. That's what a logical explanation simple intelligence with such fine gentlewoman is. So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next?
Yes!
He wasn't able to eat, you say? And that was because he just had his tooth removed from out of clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with a witness before answering. Was Miss Brett aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She had heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left. Dear me, what a narrowing experience. Damn, what a narrowing experience. I've traveled to a distant island as far side of the world to be embroiled in such a tragic incident. I'm afraid, my dear lady, I saw I will crush the evil fiend that subjected you to this terrible plight. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. That's right, other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes, the professor wasn't able to eat, but he was been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the dinners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each reached a glass of carbonated water. There it is, the contradiction. What do you think, we ask you, about his last statements? It's very meaningful. It's that last statement of yours, Miss Brett, was a profound bearing on this case. Well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this your profound bearing, You gotta hate how dumb my main character is. The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony. Well, sidestep, counsel. Very well, Miss Brett. Kindly repeat what you just said and add it to your official testimony. Gladly, she said. I was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm going to remember that one. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke. Bitch, there was only one glass.
Yes!
Why do you just look like that? What the... That's it! Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table to the crime scene. That was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Well,
What is... It's odd. Very odd.
Dear me, what oddest defense inability to express itself.
Ugh. Ryusuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously, it's the cheers.
Cheers?
Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1. No. You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here.
Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over a minute? What possible difference does the presence or absence of the glass make on that case?
The cheers is not possible without it, you fucking dipshit. Min twin, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed the glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Or are you trying to tell me that you clink with only 1? Quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Inspector, what did the lady say? It would seem that it was Miss Big Brett who took the glass from the table. What? It was also so terrifying everything that happened. Panic and thought I should try to hide the fact that I been there at all, she'd say. Good gracious.
Sorry.
No, she can't be trusted at all.
I suppose the court, there's no consequence at all.
Oh, please.
You must remember that the student had just murdered this lady's lunchroom companion before her very eyes. You can blame her for considering Glass or two in her state of disarray.
That's absurd.
Oh, really? So do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable, young and beautiful lady woman of mischief?
Fuck yeah, I will. What? No. This just put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying. A handbag, you say? Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch commonly carried by a well-to-do woman in English. Let me see the quote of this.
The beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene. Now, all the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on the case. Student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end it comes to nothing. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already.
Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed this glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement? Well, I don't know really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deep significance. Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. If there's a deeper significance, there it's the handbag. She said she had nothing to hide the gun, right? Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say?
Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlemen and women carry handbags for small items.
Let me see. A little while ago, Spread stated that the following: there are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what you forgot to mention was her handbag, in which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. You're right. Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too.
What are you insinuating, you vile black god?
Guy like his fucking Johan, was it? Oh, the Johan finger shit. Oh, cool. So fucking cool. It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard from the defendant picked up the gun on the restaurant floor. As he then fired that gun, we can deduce that there must have been another firearm at the scene. A true murder weapon, if you will.
You can't be seriously be suggesting.
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes. Did you not search Miss Giselle Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun that was actually killed the professor could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag.
No.
Order.
What is the meaning of this, Inspector?
Meaning of what, Prosecutor Alchi?
Why did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Due to your bunching incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations.
Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you really think so, Kazuma? Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting, simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I completely forgot about. It's photographic print. This print is a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Well, I never. You can see right through what's inside. That's right. Apparently, mesh works bag like these are the height of fashion and wanted at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly. So there are no need to search the lady's handbag. And there, had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you for helping to prove that Naruhodo's. Yo, bro, that animation's so cool. Oh, I love how fucking Kazuma's just looking at us. Yo, you okay, dude? Inspector Nahuso Naga, you will submit that print as evidence at once. Certainly, Your Excellency. Wait, there's an inconsistency in this photo. It doesn't add up with the other photo. The court has now been shown conceivable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted to the court records appear to have no further significance. I am so satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling.
Indeed, and there is only one logical conclusion. That pathetic rookie slumped over the bench there. Before us, is the only possible perpetrator of this crime.
Yeah, I'm just straight up dead, bro. No. It's when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Now even Kazuma's lost. Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? You mean this is it?
I must say you put up quite a fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat, while the strong to eat. For the strong to eat. You are wasting your time. There is no way to defeat true justice. If a fact you can chew on your heart's content from the inside of your cell.
This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma. His dream of going to study in the Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma. What? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about the last photograph the detective produced that we can test, which means there's no basis on which we can argue the trial to continue. Very well. I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
Seems we won't be able to report to the British government on time after all.
That's but little. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all the evidence. God, his objection is so fucking different. Wait, Your Excellency! Ryunosuke. I don't think you can rule on this case yet.
This amateur jurist is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photograph print was just submitted appears to have no further significance, there's no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now, that means that there is a problem with evidence, some significant detail I mean. Then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question.
That is a plain and stark clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows the handbag that the Jatu woman was carrying the day in question. There's no problem with this evidence.
You'd better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the security scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any information from this handbag.
Ha! I thought exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes.
Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't his wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my fingers on it. Very well. I will grant the defense one final opportunity.
What?
But be warned that if I am unsatisfied with your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Excellency. So, take another look at the photographic print Inspector Kusanagi submitted before. We will identify for the court where, in this print, we see the significant detail which you have alluded. I'll be back. Still off the wind, fly away in the rainbow in the sky. At the end, for each of us to find the silver line.
Yes!
Look at this here. It's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description.
Objection!
Tell me, I was wondering how you feel you would come up with a burn, you say? The victim's wrist certainly that has nothing whatsoever to do with its magnetic lady's handbag.
Yes, that is a burn mark. You're right. Go on, Inspector. The police coroner also announced that he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so we didn't note it on his report.
What did I tell you? In any case, there are no idea what the victim suffered this burn, do we? No other possible way of knowing either.
Well, doing. I found myself intrigued before I look at it. Before I found myself intrigued in this curious shape of the wall. However, it's prosecutor or cheesy point odds, unless a firm connection to the case has been shown. Cannot allow for the time to spend on the precise detail of this burn. Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment at the university staff. She would like to know if she may be excused for the stand.
Of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. What Your Excellency is about to give his father room anyway.
What's your thinking on this, Yunosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case? To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So, I was thinking I should keep digging and digging in the hope that I might uncover something useful. Yes, you're right. I am. If we can just link that burn to the case. If we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting the back door back open again.
Give up, Castle. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Indeed, I'm afraid that without evidence, I cannot allow you to pursue what is the only conjecture. But if we have evidence that irrefutably links the burn of the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it. I would, yes. To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as I pointed it out, what I did notice was the current draining from Miss Brett's face. Really? I have to find some link between that burn and the case. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves that burn really means. So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates the inextricable connection between the victim's burn and this trial. There it is. So he was the one eating.
Yes!
What's this, Counsel? Yet another print? Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans took a look at the scene, we missed things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore.
Don't hurry up, Rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further would really be quite inexcusable.
Really. We may need to... You have to stay us a little longer. If you don't mind, Miss Brett. See, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here, forevermore. What? How?
Objection!
You careful move your little blobs, boy. That's your game, then see how it plays out. Jody caught exactly what you mean.
Yes!
The beefsteak?
Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on. plate. Ah! Your Excellency,
But it's... Are you alright?
as you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's been some sort of trademark of La Carnival. This emblem on the plate is the victim's burn. Are exactly the same shape. Ryosuke, you genius. You're spot on. Which means this victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant.
Objection!
What? But even if that is the case, we don't know what happened in the day in question or not. It could have been the day before or the day before that. It most likely happened some other related time.
Well,
Objection!
sadly, Prosecutor Ochi, the chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks.
Why?
The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hasanoga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly.
But...
I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. Although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This is no mild burn, that's for sure.
Can you be more specific, Inspector?
Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. It's inconceivable that the victim would have let out a scream of pain then. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not found anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of the Carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation.
But you're a detective, not a waiter!
Yes!
There you have it. Something isn't right. Something's right here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt himself on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet Inspector Hosonoga never heard the professor scream on that day or any before it. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor has carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like for 3 seconds that day, that would be beyond careless, I think, counsel. Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, and the surgeon, and the old antiques dealer, all of us would, without a question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ochi?
Well, yes, I suppose.
So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? I almost don't believe it, Ryosuke. Do you think he was killed before that? Can it really be true? Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. There's only one explanation I can think of that makes sense in this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn on his wrist, Dr. Wilson no man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible, apart from in one particular situation. Counsel, what are you suggesting? Yes, it's only possible. The man was already dead. Already? Dead? Knowing what we know, it's the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead.
That's madness!
Order, order, order. Please, Council, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot.
That's right, that's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another reluctant ploy of the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp of the task.
No, Professor Ochi. Prosecutor. It's you who has no grasp of the facts.
I beg your pardon.
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it.
Incredible.
Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement.
But, Your Excellency!
The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I'm prepared to pass judgment. Thank you, Your Excellency.
What was that smile? Yes, of course. I mean, I'm delighted to help. Especially as if it helps relations between my country and yours. What the fuck? You can speak English all Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? Well, of course I do. I'm studying in your country after all. But why have you been speaking fluent in Japan until now? My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in any of vulgar tones as much as possible. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous values of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you for all of your own level. Well. You're the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. We are truly honored by this lavish congratulation you have graciously upon us.
I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. So we're finally going to hear our own words in the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke.
Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burned his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glass on toast. As far as I heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably won't pick up on it anyway.
God, you fucking bitch. I will kill you. But the most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history. Thank you. Easy does it.
I hope that this is the last time I have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone.
You fucking bitch, you just insulted us.
Not at all, not at all. I'm a big simp for you, woman. Yeah, I am. Yes, I'm old as shit and I'm a simp. Fuck.
Fuck you, Archie.
It seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of victims were utterly irrelevant. I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what's happened here today. The Minister of Justice?
May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen.
Thanks. Was that a prayer for them? We'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett. Put up a cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much. I'm sure I don't have to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear? Yes, Your Excellency. Then you may proceed with the cross-examination.
Yes!
Wrong button. Fuck!
Yes!
I hate how his objection and hold it are just yes.
But his hand was on the searing hot plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't not have noticed. Do you think so? Let me ask you something. Sorry. Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the fly in those unseemly black trousers of yours has been wide open. You can't have noticed, can you?
Ah, what? Ah!
Ha! What fun. You haven't realized.
The dear lady's absolutely right.
The dear lady's absolutely right.
As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Inosuke. Why didn't you tell me?
Dr. Wilson is a true English gentleman. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing? Yes, I think my tiny brain
Yes.
can.
Fuck's sake. Well, I can't.
Anyway,
I love how some of the words are cursive.
Yes!
As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water, is that right? Dr.
but that was a lot of permitted water at the time, if you remember. Which explains why he ordered that drink, correct, waiter?
Exactly as you say, sir. Although,
Although,
whatever or not the professor actually drank any of the water, but I delivered the steak to the table. I'm afraid I don't remember that.
damn you. I have enough English to understand that. At least for the benefits of others in court, I mean, bless you.
No. It means the exact opposite.
Anyway,
Also, the cursive ones are her speaking her native tongue, but in English so we can read it. Alright.
Yes!
Yes, it's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhages from ballistic trauma.
yes. Nothing for all of us, it will burn on the wrist and go to kill us. And it's worth to know the set of trauma in the victim's body indicates another cause of death. That may have been the blood from
a gun that put an end to this man's innocent life.
But it doesn't make sense. The murder must have happened straight away, when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter. But yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, it wouldn't have been able to make it burn like that. And if the victim burned his wrist in the hot plate as soon as it was brought out from the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point.
And yet the fact that remains that the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. That you've been able to show the court evidence to prove that it's a complete waste of time.
I concur. Prosecutor Ochi is right.
Yes!
Alright. So this, the game indicating is that if you, my boy is probably pointing B at the water, or, yeah, B at the water. Without leaving a trace.
If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body.
Quite my dear lady. And as our police force is strongly examining the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Osnoga?
Yes, I've said I always aim for a flawless investigation. There would be a physical traces with all those causes of death, that's true. But maybe there's some other way to killing someone that doesn't have that mark.
If, heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it? Oh no.
Oh no, perish the God! Putting such a sweet young lady's innocence into question. Oh my God, oh my honor! I told you will cut down any to dare cast such aspirations. Aspirations.
And with killing someone that leaves no trace, we need some evidence to back us up here. Yes, evidence. I think it was poison be the water. Inferior, what do you mean by that?
The lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything, find the crimes and for later examination. And just continue to investigate once and then that's the end of it. Isn't that so?
Quite right, I kind of want us open for business as usual today. It's just that's it.
Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, well, evidence may be lost. Let's leave it a cut here and eat detectives to try to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be tactful about this, as you can understand.
It kills a blow the lady said from Nidavellir, she's beautiful.
Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed, perhaps prosecutor Archie's finally starting to see sense. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. What do you think, Rinosuke? Hey, I think it's going terribly. Remember how much I pressed her, it's not turning up any new information. Yes, as I suspected, she's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or cross-examination won't be out there. But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a shit in their testimony. Kazuha. What, Ryusuke? There is one thing I noticed. Something's been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett? Actually, no. About the person standing next to her. Inspector Hosonoga, the detective. Yes, he seems to be reacting extremely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if that'd be significant if there isn't an opening, maybe. Alright, I have an idea. By expressing her last statement one more time. If you think so, but this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective. Alright then, I wonder what Kazuma was thinking. Find out soon enough, I suppose. Once I press Miss Brett on her last her last statement again.
Yes!
Without leaving a trace. Someone shot or strangled or stabbed me. Okay. Right, it really is the last day.
Yes!
Inferior, what do you mean by that? Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? Up until now, the detective has been to stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. Things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? Well, we're back. When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, they find they often let their guard down. You're right. Look at him. He's lost his own thoughts. It's time to pursue the man and his train of thoughts. Sorry, pursue? Let's explain how to do it, Ryusuke. It's how to do with the Mrs. Walker. What marker? At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who is the person that's actually making the current statement. But by moving the marker left, oh, that's new. You turn your attention to other people in the stand. Well, if you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with space. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might recover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere among people in the stand, take a good look around. Alright then, so first I should move the marker across with AD, go to the detective, then pursue him with space, see what's in his mind. Here we go.
Wait. Excuse me.
Yeah, what is the meaning of this? I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to shock you. I was lost in his thoughts deeply. Looks like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps I haven't heard what the lady next to you has to say. If there's something you'd like to say, please share it with the court.
Attention!
What is the meaning of this?
Is that the like English woman who's testified at the moment? You can't find the full not testimony. The examination should be over immediately.
Oh, is that really how it works? Absolutely not. The detective is instead, which makes him about witness. Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case. Inspector Osanaga. Yes. Do you have something to add in relation to the statements made by Miss Brett? Well, yes. If you don't mind, I'd like to speak. The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used to be today. This is why I, Satoru Hasanaka, always try to make every investigation involved flawless. What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I'll have the evidence left in my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything from a scene of a crime to preserve evidence, you see. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of it. Crime scene thief? Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touching a nerve there. Take this for example. Is the bottle of carbonated water I took from the victim's table the day in question. Yes, it's all of it. It's fizz. It's been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it. One day our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee. Can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. I will accept a glass bottle of water as evidence. Miss Brett, you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Yes. What was that bottle? What's that about? It seems to be averting her eyes when she was answering the judge's questions. Very well, counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. The inspector will come and control his fever. Very well. I think we just found it right here. Wait a second. What is this? Okay, it's supposed to be just some detail. So this is carbonated water, and the last drink Dr. Wilson ever had. Looks like there's a little left in the bottle, although it's just plain water now. I think it's been sweated so much I'm absolutely parched. I have to sip on this to keep it going. No, Ryosuke, you can't do that. For one thing, that's evidence. You can't go for things evidence. Oh no, you're right. Don't know what might be inside, do we? You'll never cease to amaze me, Ryosuke. In more ways than once. I wonder, could there be anything that's wrong? What's the matter? You got quite opposite. I think I might just have worked something out. Interesting possibility. Alright, yeah, that's what they are gonna show. Present!
Yes!
What is this? The bottle of water. Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison.
Poison.
On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be that the professor died after taking a sip from his glass? We're back. Order, order, order! And on that day, he was sitting at the same table as the professor was able to slip the poison into his drink. That only person could possibly have done it. You Sal Brett, it was you!
Objection!
This is outrageous that to do such a thing without a scrap of evidence. The little rookie imbecile be considered the situation our country finds itself in now. Have you forgotten that you've never signed under contract with the British Empire? Have you really have fair thinking that your Russia will jeopardize the entire treaty?
Shut the fuck up, bitch. This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilty with respect to one crime.
What?
The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth.
If I may,
I will silence you forever for this disrespect.
Oh my god. Yo,
it is you who should be silent.
Of course. Dear lady.
fucking simp. Even in this game, you're still a simp. Where did that come from? She just snapped.
I'm afraid I've not spoken unfairly before, and for my most humble apologies.
I'm sorry, my lady, but what are you referring?
It is for your police forces inferior, but no matter how inferior they may be, we still investigate this particular point thoroughly, I believe. I believe the bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not.
Of course. You did. But you've forgotten what my guiding principle is already. I strive for a flawless investigation every time. Don't believe it. Naturally, I tested the inside of the bottle and its contents. And what did you find, Inspector? I ordered a test for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. Find no trace of poison met the description of the bottle of carbonated water. What? Are you sure? The tests were meant to be cloners carried out by the chief coroner himself. No. No, he drank the poison. That's why he's shitting himself out right now.
Bergwijn, with all you Japanese who successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you.
But of course, dear lady, the pleasure is all yours.
I'm so sure. This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Thank you, Counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution has asserted, a shot at the chest from this gun only comes in cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit. I'm done for. God wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Mr. Brand.
Oh no, this matter is resolved.
Before proceeding, I will ask that the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present at the court at this point?
Plausible.
Sorry, Miske. I have nothing more.
If you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving.
Hold it!
Shit.
Please, wait.
Is that... What is the meaning of this?
Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, judicial assistant to the defense.
Mikotoba. In the darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of light. There in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in a full shiki cloth. Yo, this shit is 3 times. Is a 3-part? Yo, this is long as shit.